Welcome to our stand and deliver predictions where there is only one single one-on-one match. I don't think that WWE likes any non-multi-man matches anymore.
I didn't even know that till you said it, to be honest. I didn't realize that.
This does have the potential to be the best wrestling WWE show of the week.
That's true. It's true.
This is a 7-card pay-per-view for Saturday.
7-match card.
That's what I meant. This is going to be at like noon or
I think
something.
it's at like 12:30.
12:30.
Noon 30.
Noon 30 EST on Saturday. So
Let's dive
unfortunately,
in. Oh.
we have all of this. We have a short card. Roxanne Perez can still not get on to the main card of either WrestleMania shows or Stand and Deliver because it will start off with the Countdown show, which I'm excited for this match. Metaphor, Fatal Influence, Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan, which I thought they were being called Chemical X, but whatever. And then Team 2001 with Cora and Roxanne. The winner of this four-way will be the new number one contenders for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
Shout out Liv.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning here and why?
I think I'm going to go with the Meta Girls. I feel like that's the more obvious answer since they've already kind of been called up a little bit, a couple times. And I think they are the most likely duo of this group to get called up. Like, I think Roxanne will, but I don't think Cora will. So I think Meta Girls are the most likely duo to get called up. And I think if they give them the women's tag titles, that is a way to get them on the main roster, but still kind of touching base in NXT if they want to do that, or at least get them involved and slowly get them up into the main roster that way.
I can quite literally see any of these teams winning. Like, something I would like, and they did this once. I think it was with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, right? Where like they actually had an NXT team win like the NXT championship or the tag team championships, and like they defended them on NXT. Obviously, that doesn't really happen that much.
Yeah.
But I am very interested because Liv and Raquel are heels. But if you look at this, the only babyface team here technically is Tatum and Gigi. Meta Girls are kind of like in between.
Yeah, but I think
kind of
they'll
allow
be.
them.
Yeah, but they'll be cheered. I think.
You think so?
I think so.
I think if they face Liv and Raquel, then yeah. I'm gonna go with Meta Girls because I'm never gonna bet against Lash Legend. That's my girl. Though I genuinely I could see any of these girls winning.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the Meta Girls. I feel pretty confident.
I would like to see Liv and Roxanne go at it again.
Yeah.
But I do really like the idea. They tease this with Lash and Jade, going one-on-one. They can do the same thing. Lash and Raquel.
Yeah.
Jakara and Liv.
Mm-hmm.
That I do really like that matchup. That's probably the best matchup of all of them. But I honestly could see Fatal Influence getting called up. I think whoever wins gets called up.
Probably.
Which
yes.
would then make it likely Meta Girls or Roxanne and Cora. I don't know if they're gonna do Cora.
Yeah. No, I think it's the Meta Girls.
Yeah.
Next match is the ladder match for the women's North American title. I think it's become pretty clear who's probably gonna win. But we have Zarya, Kalani, Sol Ruka, Izzy Dame, Lola Vice, and Thea Hale. I feel pretty confident it's gonna be Thea Hale.
It's gonna be Thea Hale.
She just returned.
Yeah.
She got her first match back was getting into this match.
Yeah, against Carmen.
I'm sure. I mean, like, it could be Zarya and Sol Ruka. I think they do probably tease, if not complete, the breakup during this match, most likely, as they're both fighting for it. Kalani already had the title. Izzy's in her little cult group, and Lola Vice is just kind of boring, so it's probably going to be Thea Hale.
I think, I think it's Thea. I think that maybe, it's Lola or something, just because it's, Lola's not really doing much. I don't think it's Izzy. I don't think it's Kalani.
Yeah.
I think Zaruka is breaking up. I think that Zarya likely goes heel. They could do something where, one of them wins and then the other one's trying to not act jealous. That could be interesting, especially I think that Zaruka on a title run would be really, really fun. But I think that it's probably Thea Hale. But I could see Lola winning this.
I hope not. I just don't really like her.
My favorite in this is Zaruka by...
I mean, my personal favorite, is Sol Ruka. But I think it's going to be Thea.
Zarya and Kalani. Those
Yeah.
are ones I'll rock with. But yeah, I'll go Thea as well.
Okay. And then we have the Fatal 4, which I do think is going to be a really good match. Stephanie, Julia, Jordan Grace, and Jada Parker. I don't really know. I feel like it's Stephanie. I feel like she just retains.
Stephanie's retaining.
Yeah.
Stephanie's retaining unless they are for real calling like a bunch of the women up. Like say they put the title on Jada and they're calling Stephanie, Julia, and Jordan all up. That could be crazy to do.
It just would make no sense that quickly.
It's super quick.
Yeah.
I think you bring them up slowly.
At that point, you shouldn't have even put Jordan on NXT. You should have just waited.
It's fair.
Jordan
roster. Is on a main roster contract though, so
interesting. Yeah. Like money or
yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I feel like all three of these girls.
Yeah, there was a report that said that she took a big pay cut going from TNA to NXT, and Sean had said no, she's actually on main roster money. She is not poor.
Yeah.
The literal graphic was Jordan, a photo of Jordan that said not poor.
I mean, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think Stephanie retains here because I think that Stephanie wants to be the big focal point face of this NXT brand for a while. Yeah. So I think that they're going to be more than happy to make her the face. I do think that this will probably lead to like Stephanie and Jada going at it. I do think that Julia is getting called up pretty soon.
I would hope so because I'm starting to worry that Julia is getting kind of thrown around and lost in the shuffle a little bit, which I'm surprised by.
I'm surprised by it, but you know, the fans really, really like Stephanie. Julia has made it a point that she really wants to go on the main roster. Just put her on the main roster. Yeah, that's fair. I think it's time.
Speaking of main roster, we have Fraxium versus Hank and Tank next, and I'm going to give this to Hank and Tank.
Are you serious?
Hear me out. Only because I think Fraxium's going to the main roster.
That's fair.
Only reason. At this point, I mean, they have fought everybody in NXT 12 times. They've fought everybody in TNA multiple times, except the Hardys. But, like, you go up against the Hardys, you don't got much left where you are. You have to kind of move somewhere else. And I would like to think that although the Street Profits got done fucking dirty, on the Mania card, I would like to think that them starting to put a little more importance, albeit not doing well, but more importance on all the tag titles across the board. Yeah. I would like to think that that means that they're really trying to prioritize these titles, make them exciting to watch, and respectfully, with what we have right now, bringing up Fraxium is an easy way to boost that shit without having to do much else.
Yeah. I think that there was conversations, I guess, about putting Fraxium on the SmackDown roster. As much as I love that because of the matchups, mostly Machine Guns, DIY, Street Profits, even Legado del Fantasma.
They should probably go back to one set of tag titles for the men.
But I think that they should not go to SmackDown unless the draft shakes a lot of things up.
Yeah.
I think that they're desperately needed on Raw.
They are. There's more tag teams on SmackDown. Like, there will be great matches.
SmackDown's tag team set is fine.
But they need it on Raw. It's Raw.
I'm just, the War Raiders have not been given next to anything. New Day, we think are going to win at Mania. But, like, I think where I have a theory that New Day maybe wins and then Big E, maybe brings out, like, the Hardys on Raw on Monday. I think that he could do that same exact theory, but with Fraxium, and Fraxium are going to face
that could
New
be
Day.
really fun. Yeah.
But then I think that New Day are probably losing the titles pretty quickly because I think that Fraxium is probably going to win those titles rather quickly.
I don't think so because I think on main roster when it comes to like New Day or whatever else, I think there's a lot more. There's more people there that they can kind of interact with, and you can put that off a little bit. And there's also a lot more like fuckery going on.
Yeah.
On the main roster where you can like have Xavier cheat. During the whatever, where you can drag that out a little bit and give New Day something of a title reign before you do that.
I think that's fair. I mean, you could do this whole New Day idea, and they have a big feud with you could move multiple teams from SmackDown. You could move it to Pretty Deadly. You could move it to Motor City Machine Guns and actually give them something that's like worth something. But I'm actually just gonna say that I just don't believe the Hank and Tank are winning. I don't think the Hank and Tank are gonna be the team that ends up.
That's my hot take for the day.
Yeah. I don't know who's beating Fraxium. And I do think that it needs to be about time for somebody to beat Fraxium so that they can get called up.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like it's Hank and Tank.
They've just pushed Hank and Tank so much, and like everybody's been waiting for Fraxium to get called up. They're seemingly trying to push tag titles.
I
feel like if there's a time, it's now.
the only team that I think that makes sense to beat Fraxium is if they just do a tag match of Dark State.
That's fair too.
If they do Saquon and Dion,
Yeah,
I can see that
I
happening.
hear that. Next match is your match.
Oh yeah, Ricky Saints, baby. It's still gonna take some time to get used to Ricky Saints.
Yeah.
Ricky versus Ethan Page in an AEW Rampage Classic. Ricky is keeping this title.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, expect him to be either at Mania or expect him to be on Raw, SmackDown, after Mania. I think that he's keeping this title. I think he's going to keep it for a little bit, and probably I would really hope that he is a secret person for Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay.
That would be
that's an option.
That would be my ideal situation. He loses the title at whatever the nearest pay-per-view is, and then he gets caught up during Money in the Bank. Someone gets hurt, and they're like, "We got to get somebody," and it's Cody or whoever it wants to be said to Punk to be said to be Ricky's friend, their friend, and then they get Ricky.
I think that's fair. I think Ricky retains too. I also just am so sick of Ethan Page.
I'm gonna be honest. This might be match of the night.
No, I think the girls are going to be match of the night.
Which one?
Either one.
Honestly, I think that probably the betting odds favorite I would probably give is probably for Axiom, just because based off their track record of having awesome matches.
Yeah, but it's against Hank and Tank, so I think
That's
it's
fair.
either going to be the Fatal 4-Way tag team for the women or the 4-Way championship match.
That ladder match could go hard too, man.
It
Got some
could.
crazy. If we get a soul snatcher off a ladder,
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Ricky. You're going Ricky.
Yeah, I'll go Ricky on that one.
Stroke Daddy.
Yeah. And then next is my match of the night. D'Angelo. The D'Angelo family, okay, versus Dark State. I'm taking the family, obviously.
This could low key cook too.
It will.
This is gonna be a solid card. I don't know if any of these will end up being match of the weekend, which there could be, but this is probably the most solid card out of any card from WWE this weekend.
Yeah.
Tony, Stacks, Luca with Adriana, Dion, Cutler, Saquon, and or Osiris Griffin. I imagine maybe
we don't know which
maybe
three.
they don't do Osiris in this match as they didn't do him in the last match. I'm taking Dark State here. Obviously, Stacks is turning.
No, they're
it's clear as day.
family.
It's clear as
It's
day.
gonna be fine.
There's no
It's
way you
gonna
think
be
that the
fine.
family aren't turning or Stacks isn't turning.
I just refuse to believe that.
Or do they hit a shield? Everyone's like, is it Tony? Is it Stacks? And it's actually Luca.
None of that's happening.
Luca had been seeing it all from the beginning. He
None
turns.
of that's happening. They're family.
Low-key,
Families fight. Families have issues. They're fine.
if they did that, then you could still do Tony and Stacks as a tag team. That could make sense.
It feels like you're not hearing what I'm saying.
And then Luca could kind of make sense as like the youngest guy. And he can kind of like align himself with Dark State.
No.
And then he can be their Roman Reigns, and they're doing all the Shield shit.
Ew, stop.
And then there's Italian Roman Reigns.
Ew, stop, ew.
Yeah, no, Stacks is turning, yeah.
No, the family is winning, and they're all going to be together, and it's all going to be fine. If Fraxium
We'll see
can
about
be fine all this time, the family
Fraxium's
is fine.
Fraxium's fine.
The family is fine.
Fraxium's
Okay,
fine. The
family is
family's
fine.
not fine.
The family is fine.
And then we get to the main event, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, triple threat. This is going to cook. And the winner will be Javon. It's going to be Oba. It's going to be Oba, but I really hope that Javon has big.
My heart says Javon. My head says Oba.
My whole heart, all right, my whole head, everything in my body, in my being, in the fiber of Johnny's soul wants Javon Evans to win.
Yeah.
But I think that Oba's keeping that title till like minimum SummerSlam time.
Yeah.
I just don't see him losing.
When did he get it? How long has it been?
He got it right before the end of the year. It was like the December
so it has not been that
pay-per-view.
long. Okay.
No, it hasn't been super long. But I just imagine. I think this is Trick Williams going up to the main roster.
Probably.
Hopefully he's there to save Mello from the Mello don't miss hell that we're currently in. Because then we have a real tag team. Trick Mello gang.
Don't they have issues?
Okay.
So many issues.
What did Javon just say? What did Javon just say about this match? Trick has become Mello.
Yeah, he's like a wannabe Mello.
Right. So he's going to go back to Mello and mean like, you're so right about everything that you said.
I don't think Mello would like another Mello. Got ego problems.
He's got Miz, bro. He don't have a other choice. All right. Like, They're disrespecting him.
That is a different kind of problem.
Trick and Carmelo versus the Street Profits. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That would go so crazy.
I'm still kind of hoping that they last minute put the Street Profits on the card tonight.
I hope so too. I'm also hoping Roxanne gets involved in Mania, but I don't know about that.
That's fair.
This is going to be a really good show. This genuinely, the more and more I look at it, I'm like, oh damn, this actually may be the.
Now that I see like the full card in front of me, I'm excited for the show. It's going to be really good.
What's your most? I guess your most anticipated is the family, right?
Definitely the family, but if I take out that match, then I would say, I don't know, probably the Fatal 4-Way tag or the 4-Way for the women.
The 4-Way for the women.
Maybe the triple threat for the men's, but that one feels very predictable. Whereas the other ones, I feel like you could have. It's probably Stephanie, but you could have a couple different options. I think those will be really fun to watch.
Yeah, this is one that I think that I could show like more casual fans, just like put them in front, and they'd be like, "Oh, damn, this is really, really good."
I feel like my brother would love this card.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good card. Yeah. Ricky's winning, and that's all that matters.
Right. Okay. Well, let us know what you think. Who you think is gonna win all of these matches? What are your predictions? And how you think the family is gonna be fine? Leave us a comment below. They're gonna be fine.
Comment who's getting called up after the show as well.
Ooh, that's you. Yeah.
Okay. Doses.